Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of XCOM Phoenix Squad, our Band of Blades actual play, mostly hack. Please don't watch us for mechanics. But thank you all for being here, and I am joined by some wonderful players, and we'll start with Jason because it is, his actual channel.
Some wonderful players and me. The character I'm playing is called Valkyrie. She's a specialist if you were playing the video game. So she's kind of a medic and a hacker, and it's just the tech of the group. And she has a gremlin called Raven. And I think that's all I could think to report. We did a very good job last week. Basically, we acted as a well-oiled machine, went in, took out some chrysalids, bim bam boom, no problem.
What kind of machines do you have?
Smoke machines. Because any machine operated wrongly enough is a smoke machine.
Yeah, any machine could be a smoke machine if it believes in itself.
If you try hard enough, everything can be a fire generator.
So that's me.
Okay, and Sam?
Speaking of arson, hi, I'm Sam Delev.
Crimes.
I'm gonna need a clean take of that, and please slate yourself before. Thank you.
See, and this is why my producers told me very long ago, stop confessing to crimes on the internet. Role-playing performer, variety streamer, definitely not a goose, playing Jinx, our team's psyop, who has very strong feelings that come out sideways at people. If they could channel this, they would be the greatest psyop of all time. Unfortunately, they can't. So they're all right, psyop. And they have a lot of feelings. Let's go.
I'm now picturing a goose piloting a person mech. Since you're not... Yeah, I know.
Watch that anime.
Jeez, we're on stream.
Once again, stop confessing to crimes on the internet.
Oh.
There's no rules that say a dog can't play basketball or a goose can't pilot a human flesh suit.
No.
Airbud laws.
Yes, the laws of nature.
Those are more suggestions.
Oh, guidelines, really?
Yeah.
Who was
More
that
of
who
a-
said this to us?
More of
Who
a
dares?
gesture.
A rude gesture at that.
Okay, so Nick, tell us who you are today. How did you
Hey
get here?
everyone, I am Nick Levy, in addition to being a guy who wants to interrupt everybody else's introductions. I am playing Brood, who is the new guy on the team, considered a rookie, and he is just developing the best he can and dealing with his feelings of guilt and camaraderie with everybody else.
And Joe, tell the people
Hi,
who
everybody.
you are.
I am, well, for purposes of our game, I am a former XCOM, somewhat XCOM soldier, ranger, call sign wolf. I'm the guy with the sword that runs up to baddies. I am the front line every time. I'm the guy in the front. Not a team player is what I'm trying to say. And we're going to find out how that looks like in today's session, maybe.
Every team needs an edgelord.
Right, and
Oh, wait,
ours
wait,
is
no,
Brood, the
Sorry,
brooding
it's every
one.
team gets an edgelord? That's what I meant to say.
Well,
You mean,
and
you
on
mean he
that
spent his
note-
years mastering the blade? That's why he's an edgelord?
Yep.
Yeah,
Serrated edgelord.
Oh yeah, totally.
I am a chronic master blader.
Okay. You know what? Caption's close enough.
Should I slate myself and do a clean take of that?
I'm sure somebody's got their finger right on that clip button.
Oh boy.
So
Good job, us.
We have to get all of this out because when we're in character, it's a very different story. Just trust us.
Yeah, we're
Let us
very
do this.
serious
We know
the
our
whole
process.
time.
You know, just like
Right,
XCOM,
just
there's
like-
never any. Okay, so last time, as Jason mentioned, the group got an alert that there was an infestation of chrysalids had popped up in an apartment complex nearby where they were. They were the first team to respond, much closer than anybody else in the city. So they dealt with some chrysalids, and that went super duper well. And they definitely did not almost fall apart multiple times.
Oh, so we're
And-
lying today.
I mean, so yeah, things went a little sideways. There was a little bit of how do we even do this? How do we work together? Wolf definitely ran in with heedless of his own and other safety. Slightly terrorized a teen by accident. Committed some property damage by less accident. Jinx got slashed by a chrysalid straight across their back, and you know, it could have been worse. It could have been much worse. That's what I'm
You
saying.
know, those two next to each other does contextualize the Jinx being mad thing, now that I'm thinking about it. Huh. Huh.
I'm just saying, this is what happens with Chekhov's door when you do not clear things. As you run down the corridor towards where it is very obviously the hole where the chrysalids came up.
Who could have seen this coming other than all of the players who looked you in the eye, said, I run down the hallway and ignore the doors that you're specifying?
Well, I,
Who
for
could have
one,
expected?
don't care for the consequences of my actions.
I'm just saying that, like, get you a group that gives you gifts. And speaking
Like
of
this
gifts,
dope
so
scar? Thanks.
after saving Nate and our traumatized teenager and saving the as yet unnamed man who came very, very close to becoming a chrysalid cocoon, our intrepid adventurers defeated the final chrysalid, who revealed a very closely guarded secret that Wolf had been keeping from the team, that he had in his months apart from our squad had become infected and has become part lost. That transformation appears to be stagnant at the moment, but they all had a very heartfelt and dramatic conversation that night after they all got back to their apartment dormitory situation. And yeah, so Wolf is sticking around for now. And that brings us to our current episode, unless somebody else has something else they want to add. I think I hit all the big things. Cool. So do y'all have anything else that you want to do that night after this conversation? Y'all have had Wolf's confession about not only his current condition, but what happened to him while he was gone. Anybody want to pick up from there? Or do you all go your separate ways to go to bed?
My only concern would be like looking after Jinx while they're like needing to get ready for bed or like whatever their situation is. Cause like I did a good job on a bunch of stitches and I don't want them to wreck it. Oh, wait, but no, I'm not the surgeon type. Okay, I have to remember this. I'm genuinely concerned about Jinx's well-being and
Right. The surgeon's concerned about the stitches. The non-surgeon's concerned about the person having been stitched. Got it.
Sounds
Yeah,
legit.
so I think that one is be careful about the pullovers kind of thing. You want buttony, zippy
right.
kind of situations. Jackety flavored things, less sweaters, less cardigan.
Yeah. So I just wanted it on the vibe record that Valkyrie is like actively trying to help Jinx get ready for bed unless Jinx is dismissing her. You know?
No, there's plenty of I'm perfectly fine, brush it off machismo here. We don't need more from me. But I would like to specify for the purposes of plot that if this is like a pullover jackety kind of like situation with not getting the stitches torn out, I'm gonna need to like borrow a jammies from Valkyrie or something. I just
Yep.
like, can we have the one that's just softer than whatever Jinx would go for? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know if it's like rose patterns on there. I have the image.
Oh, that Valkyrie has some like soft
Something that's just like because I don't have all of mine are pullovers.
Yeah, no, I
kind
like
of thing.
that. I think maybe she's got like the kind of thing that looks like flannel, but it's actually even softer.
Yes.
It's, you know, like
That microfiber goodness. Yeah.
yeah. I think that's the kind of thing, even though it's not very cold here, even at night. But yeah.
I just want this very sulky psyop just covered in like a little ducky robe. I think that's the perfect way to undermine.
Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe
the
we found
gravity
something.
of the indignity. Right, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Wherever it's derived. I'm gonna be sulky with some duckies.
I like the idea that there was like a closet, like in the linen closet, there were also some like just general clothes and stuff, just as an in case y'all didn't have a lot of civilian clothes with you.
Sure.
And then part of that was there was a short sleeved robe covered in tiny duckies and squirrels.
Perfect. The indignity.
So we'll say Valkyrie finds that for Jinx, and this is what you shall be wearing tonight.
You can't be serious.
I can, unless you want to just sleep without clothes. I mean, it's not that hot in here, and you should also cover it just for the sake of the antibacterial layer and the bandages. And
give me the ducky thing.
Fine. Here. One arm at a time is recommended. And then Valkyrie is like suppressing the snort of like, and it looks very nice on you.
I'm going to pull my stitches off.
Who is that punishing, really?
But thank you, though.
I'm sorry, out of character, I didn't hear you.
Thank you.
Oh.
Though.
Well, that's just my job. You don't have to thank me for that.
You ever go to a restaurant, order some food, they bring you a plate? Do you just stay perfectly silent? Look them in the eye, take the plate from them, say nothing, say no thanks because it's their job?
Okay, you're welcome.
I missed this.
I did too. It's been
oh yeah.
It's been a hard, however, I lost track. It's been hard. Okay.
I'm sorry I
need to
didn't
go 3D
keep
print.
up with any.
Oh, sorry, what?
I'm sorry I didn't keep up with you after everything.
You know, I think all of us were dealing with it in our own way. And
some worse than others.
I mean, worse is relative, I guess, but I'm glad we're here now.
I lost my humanity, not my hearing, Jinx.
Wasn't talking to you.
May have actually improved it.
I slam on the wall. The connecting wall between the like dorm room and the living room.
Out of character, was Wolf injured today? I forget if he
Did Wolf
got
take a
any of
hit?
the poison or slash or anything like that.
Oh yeah, the encounter with the crystal lid happened today, where my bandage got slashed, my arm got slashed open, and we had the reveal.
That's right. That's right. And so you were actually like cut a little bit, right?
A lot.
Yeah.
There was a moment where I was cauterizing my wound with my laser
Yeah.
sword earlier in the evening.
Okay. So like through the wall, then I'm just gonna. Valkyrie's like, so are we still not doing stitches for that, or?
Stitches assume the wounds close on their own. That's not a privilege I have anymore.
Well, I mean, in point of fact, stitches are because wounds don't always close on their own, and they need a little help.
We can give it a shot.
Hey, okay. And like Valkyrie's expression to Jinx is like, like this is amazing, but does not vocalize that at all.
All right, Jinx sort of tosses their head to the side, like, go on before he changes his mind.
Yeah.
It should be a bit weird though that Wolf heard that through the wall so clearly.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I'm coming to you, and I like, grab the suture kit and probably, I guess, just Raven. I was thinking maybe I have a headlamp, but I think I probably just Raven is on auto follow and won't, has a little spot. So
I'll wait a
one of
respectable
the-
amount of. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, just one of the array of 75 lights you put on as the
yes.
RGB LED.
Yep.
I'll wait a respectable amount of time after she's gone to see to Wolf before I get up and go to the kitchen and make myself the powder cocoa with the marshmallow.
Oh, so nobody sees you.
Because I have in the past been made fun of about the marshmallow, particularly the marshmallows, but how the cocoa doesn't get any sort of guff, but somehow marshmallows are beyond toleration.
The
You big
question is,
softy.
are you a large marshmallow or a mini marshmallow person? Or is Jinx a large or mini marshmallow person?
Yes.
Look, if you have mini marshmallows, you can have mini marshmallows.
I see what you did there.
Thank you. That's all I got. I don't know if y'all have anything, but we leave with the ducky pajamas and the cocoa. That's all we got.
Nice. Love it. So Valkyrie goes to tend to Wolf's injuries. And how much did you get into this kind of cauterizing situation before Valkyrie came in?
Pretty far, like halfway, I guess, because the cut went, I imagine, from right where my left wrist was, pretty much all the way up the forearm. So I've started from the bottom, and I've been kind of searing the space closed bit by bit.
Okay.
Have you just been doing that in our common room, or?
No, in my room.
Okay.
So it probably smells in your room too, huh?
I mean, burning flesh does make kind of a distinct aroma.
Yeah. Okay. That's okay. Valkyrie smelled some pretty bad things, so she goes in and just, I think, notes it, but isn't like, oh, and has her kit and says, okay, why don't you set this just put your arm on the back of this chair here so it's steady. Did Tigan have any success with antibiotics? Have you used any since you've been back?
No.
No success, or haven't tried?
Both.
Well, okay. Well, we're going to try because this looks pretty bad.
If had worse.
I believe you, but Okay, step one, close the wound. And then, yeah, is just very focused on doing a task.
You notice Wolf doesn't flinch at anything you do.
Does he turn away the local? Or
What's that?
not, or just like it happens and doesn't comment on local anesthetic?
Uh, I think you might get the sense that Wolf feels nothing in that arm.
Okay. Yeah. So okay. So Valkyrie's probably testing to see like how far up that goes. What is the that whole the nerve test of like tap 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 tap.
It seems like his reflexes are there, but the somatic nerves, the pain sensory nerves
C
might have been
fibers.
damaged. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. So Valkyrie sews up Wolf's arm, and we're going to say overnight, you both knock off one of your 2 harm. As these, stitches and anesthetic and antibiotics all go to work. And Brood, what are you doing this evening while this is happening?
I've been in the common room, sort of on edge. I don't know if anyone has had the misfortune of being like in a hospital waiting room, and there's someone that you know or love who you can't go see, but you're concerned about, and so he's got that kind of, I don't know what to do, but I have to be here, and I think as soon as Valkyrie comes out from Wolf's room, I immediately go, how are they? Do they need anything? Is there, what can we do?
Well, Brood, I mean, how are they? I think you should ask each of them, but I think what they need is us. And Valkyrie is like intentionally pitching her voice to be very quiet. I want to be picked up by my real life microphone here, but is essentially whispering this. It's we were all affected by this differently, but neither of them wants help.
Yeah, but they're our squad. They need help. We all need help. I mean, that's the point. We don't just all go off alone.
But we can be there for them.
One person can't cover all the corners or all of the angles, and that's why we need each other. And that's in life just as much as it is in combat. Wolf doesn't want to have anything to do with us. Jinx is still pissed off at him and doesn't want to be here because Wolf doesn't want to be here, and I don't know what to do to keep us together, and that's just what I want to do. I know I'm just the new guy, but
Brood, you haven't been the new guy for a long time. And it's not all on you to keep us together.
You don't. It is. It's my fault we're here. It's my fault we're like this. And so it's my responsibility to keep us together as much as I can now that we're back together again.
You really think this is your fault, don't you?
Yeah. If you hadn't been looking after me, it wouldn't have happened. It's my fault.
No. Sunshine made his choices. We all made the choices that we made, and everybody's responsible for their own choice. Can you make Wolf or Jinx do anything they don't want to do? Because I can't.
I should. It's important for all of us, and I just want everyone to be okay. And I'm doing the best I can to make that happen.
Yeah, I get that, and I see that. I think the best we can do is be there for each other, finally. You know, we're all here together and can literally do that. You can't make someone happy, but you can try to make sure they understand you want them to be happy and you're willing to help.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Do you need anything before I check out?
Nope. No, I have to go 3D print a shitload more stitch thread.
Anything I can do to help?
No, I mean, you really did your part not getting a huge gash wound today, and I appreciate that.
A pleasure to serve.
All right.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Joe,
Yeah.
if it's okay with you, I'd like to pull away since our rooms are apparently sharing a wall. Have one of those wall-less shots where we can see both of them in their respective rooms leaning against that wall and subconsciously, psychically mirroring.
Yep. I love that. I see
like-
Wolf kind of, his back is kind of leaned against the back wall, one knee up, and he's running his fingers across his dog tags that Brute presented to him last night. And yeah, I think there's like a fun mirror of where you are in your room.
Jinx's hand, like mirrored hand that wouldn't be, is outstretched along the side of the wall on the bed, or what it is. Like if that wall weren't there, it would be able to hold your other hand.
Yeah.
If you're
But there's
okay
a
with
wall
it.
there.
Yeah.
Because
There's a wall. There's totally a wall. There's
well, just
completely
be
a wall
on
there.
the nose. Just be on top of the nose.
Yeah.
But if you zoom back, you actually see, like, pretend there's not a wall there and y'all are actually leaning back to back.
Yeah,
off
that's
each
fine.
other.
That's fine. But there is the wall.
Right, but there's the wall. There's a wall.
Totally,
there.
totally. There's a wall there. And I think that's a great note to like fade to black on this evening. A lot has happened and you'll need your rest. For, you know, whoever actually goes to sleep.
Wolf needs his beauty sleep.
I mean, Brood's hats don't make themselves.
Pooja, I have a quick game question if this is a good time.
Sure.
So rules wise, the medic playbook is forced to take the attaché move, which is you may deploy on any mission, even outside the usual specialist caps. And since we don't really use that mechanic of the game, I was wondering if I could swap that for a different medic ability. Specifically the chemist.
It is actually a additional move that the medic gets for free. Like it is on top of what everyone else gets.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, cool. Then I will just leave that, and I have my 2. Yeah, all right. Thank you.
No problem. But speaking of game rules, now that we have completed an encounter and the aftermath of the encounter, I would like to just give everybody some XP real quick. I am simplifying the Band of Blades as written rules because in Band of Blades, you'll get a certain amount of XP and you can put it towards either your stats or your abilities. And there's a whole thing. And like, that feels really convoluted in terms of a leveling up mechanic. So I am going to say that that 8-track above the special abilities is going to be your XP track. You get an XP for surviving the missions. Congratulations, you all made it. You'll get another XP from the enemies that you faced. And then you're going to get, if you look down in the bottom left of your character sheets, there's the advancement section. And sorry, excuse me as I squint my eyes and be like, wow, that print is small on my monitor. There we go.
Excuse me while I squint this eye. Yeah.
And you can mark 1 XP for there are specifics, like just like in Demigods, you can mark an XP when certain things happen. And every class has their own list at the bottom of that. Like surviving, everybody gets to mark because none of you died. Congratulations, I'm very proud of you. And then like PsyOp, if you helped your squad through knowledge or psychic power, for every, and that one is different for every class. And then the third one is if you brought into play your heritage or traumas. Heritage are those traits that we selected to at the beginning of character creation. And so you mark an XP for either or both of those. And then I gave you the XP for the threat. Cool.
According to this sheet, I have 0 trauma.
None of you have
We don't have game mechanical
Insight.
A mechanical. Yeah.
yeah. You don't have game mechanical traumas caused by filling up your stress track.
Okay.
Yet.
It looks
Getting
like I
there.
can mark for helping the squad through medical knowledge or emotional support or comfort, mainly the second one. And I think, did we have a resolve resistance roll at some point?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that's one of my traits, is a bonus
Great.
to that.
Yeah. So you brought that into play. So you'll get 2 XP for that.
2 more for that. Okay. And so then this is a track, it's like 8 check marks long. Is that what we're looking at? Okay, cool.
And I know it feels like a lot, but also we're going to get through it pretty quickly.
Oh,
like
yeah,
the amount of
that's
XP
fine.
you get is like a little bit higher, I think, than other games, or at least
Oh yeah,
it
we're gonna
will
bring
be
a
the
lot
way
of
I'm
trauma
doing
into
it,
play.
basically.
Yeah, no, I was just
I am
making sure I
gonna
was marking the right
say-
thing.
And then if we hit that 8, we can use it to either take a new special ability, or we can increase one of our attributes or skills.
Yep.
Okay.
You can either get another special ability, or you can get a or increase, like put another point into one of your skills.
Okay.
Another pit mark. Just a reminder that when you're looking at adding pit marks to specific skills, you cannot go above 3 unless you have a heritage trait for that. Like someone took I can have a 4 in, and I'm not looking it up on the character sheet because.
I
And
think,
then
Val has something that they can take it for.
And I think just looking at this, like speaking of mechanical traumas, Joe, if you're okay with it, I think we should probably have put reckless as a mechanical trauma for you.
Yeah, I wanted to ask also about corruption as well.
Mm-hmm.
because there are some blight things under corruption that might like rage.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if there's one that you feel is better. I'm happy to do either or both.
Well, I think so far, definitely add reckless, and we can talk about
Yeah.
the corruption track
Okay.
a little bit offline to
Cool.
just see how you want to go with that.
Yeah.
Great. Cool. And unless anybody has any other questions, this concludes the mechanical portion of our day. So when you wake up in the morning, I would love to know what it's like when everybody like wakes up and gets and what your morning routine is now that you are in the city. You have spent your first night here. It's been a really eventful day.
So I actually think that Brood gets up super early
Mm-hmm.
and went looking for the resources to make pancakes. And so when everyone else wakes up, he's in our kitchen making pancakes for everybody. And I think he was probably able to scrounge up some bacon. So there's, pancakes and bacon and some eggs. And is just trying to, I don't want to say not pretend that nothing is wrong, but maybe
Make
wallpaper
everything
over that.
right.
Maybe wallpaper it over a little bit with a nice good breakfast. And he's maybe a little too cheerful than he should be.
Is he playing a song while he's doing this?
I don't think so, because I think everyone else was sleeping, and he wouldn't want to accidentally wake anybody
Okay.
up. But
is he
if-
listening to anything?
Yes, actually, I guess he probably has an earbud in, and he's dancing to some peppy, upbeat thing. And the only thing that's coming to my mind is "Walking on Sunshine." But of course,
Same.
Yes, please. Yes, please. That's the song I wanted you to say.
Oh my gosh, we're all here. Oh no, we're terrible.
So that is both playing as our soundtrack and is diegetic as well.
Yes.
Fantastic, but in the earbuds.
And would you say he is like at the kitchen counter doing something and like shaking it a little bit?
Yeah, doing little steps with it.
There's
you know.
Okay.
Is there some humming going on? I want there to be humming.
Yeah, every once in a while, is, yeah.
Okay. So Valkyrie has posted Raven is like recording this.
Yeah, this is a squad that's worked together before.
Mhm. Like Raven is like I think like goes vertical to connect to the wall mount that I'd set up for her, and so she's like still there, but we just see the little like blink, like the little like recording light turn
Little
on,
red light.
and
Oh,
this like
no.
optical sensor turn quietly.
As far as Valkyrie, I can say she'll get a knock at her door
Hmm.
in the morning, and Sulky Ducky Jammy's Jinx holds up a hairbrush and says, "Help!"
Oh,
Because I realized they do a French braid, don't they?
yeah.
And even just illustrating this, I think, also illustrates the problem.
Yeah. Now the
So
question is,
it's
does
that,
Valkyrie know how to braid hair? I think so. I think she does.
A
Yeah.
surgeon.
Yeah.
So I assume. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I do assume. Help. Look, I'm not gonna ask for so many reasons.
Okay. No, yeah, that's
I
but
feel like
you're-
that's something that Brood has done before, but since Brood is currently cooking, you might not want to interrupt because it feels like something that maybe
That might
maybe
just
Brood
be
would have.
brood stuff. I think I probably could. And like, look, Jinx can normally, when they don't have a slash across their back, they can braid their own hair, or they wouldn't have a style like they wouldn't be able to do.
right.
But right now, that's ouchy. And they will ask for this kind of help and not the other kind, but they get to use this one as a smokescreen for sure. I do ask for help. See, I did the hair braid thing. So we don't need to talk about never soliciting emotional assistance. But all of that is to say, can you be braiding my hair while we both watch this on the Raven feed? Thank you.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, because I think having watched that feed, like Valkyrie's like watching the feed on her handheld and sees you coming towards the door and is like ready for you. It does the whole like was clearly expecting you to walk in, like, oh, I was wondering when you would come by. But then like sends the feed to the tablet screen, sets that on the little like work table that she has set up, and then sets both of us where we could see that and begin the braid.
Thank you.
Love it. So, while that's going on, Wolf, are you sleeping in? Are you?
Wolf does not sleep, or he sleeps very, very little. I think we find him even earlier than Brood's breakfast making. He's in his room. He's got kind of a small laptop, kind of a recording device, and we just kind of see this video of him speaking to a camera. And he says, "Okay, Doc, this is day 1. Symptoms are still the same. The nightmares are still the same. Still can't eat, so I'm definitely looking forward to eating this toothpaste you gave me. Brood handed me a set of tags last night. I know they're supposed to mean something to me, but I don't know who Caleb Reed is. I guess I'll look for that later." That kid is listening to music. They all think I can't hear it, but I hear everything. That's it for now. Bleep.
Okay. So on that note, we'll say that you all Brood finishes making his blah 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 blah. Brood finishes making his pancakes. And do you like
There's
I want to
an
know
apron.
if Valkyrie and Jinx wait for him to call y'all to breakfast, or you just see that everything is done and walk out.
Does
Here's the thing. You don't, yeah?
Does Jinx often know like when things are about to happen? Like what kind of psychic is Jinx in general?
Well, we did say that for their Inspire, it sort of functioned like an extension of Foresight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is enough. I think it's like sort of Spidey sense level. It's not really precognitive.
Yeah.
And particularly, I suspect for a Psycom Psyops, it is linked to the epinephrine or epinephrine sort of like activation, that their psychic ability is probably more pronounced, more intense when they've got adrenaline going through their system. So it is a little more tolerable. You wouldn't see like big Nova kind of stuff outside of combat in the same way. They're like kind of low level, reasonable. Still ridiculous to think that you could keep the secrets from a member of a squad member, hypothetically. But
Yeah, ridiculous.
All of that said, I think if we finish the braid early enough, we absolutely are going to walk in as, "Wah!" and turns around and sees both of us there. That is the inevitable end, is it not?
Yeah.
You risky business it out.
Of course.
Like, the sock slide across the floor.
And he's wearing an apron that he found that says "Kiss the Chief," and it's got a picture of Master Chief.
Nice.
Use that IP.
It says
If not, it's fine. That was just
it says
a dumb thing.
Go Chief. GAUX. GEAUX.
Oh right, yeah. Um,
And Master Chief is wearing like a whole set of beads because it is a Mardi Gras themed apron.
Yep.
Well, this is some breakfast.
Oh, yeah, I just thought we could all use a little bit of start to the day. I hope you don't mind. I talked to some of our contacts and got us a little bit of, hey, pancakes, eggs, bacon. Everybody loves that, right?
These are the exploitation of connections that I'm about.
Yeah. This is fantastic, Brood. Thanks.
Why don't you tell me you can cook?
Uh,
Cook.
What they said.
You know, people sometimes make fun of it, so I, try and keep it under my hat. I took some lessons while we were gone.
What kind of fool will make fun of a cook?
Or somebody's like personal taste in food or beverage.
Some people.
The mug is still on the table because I don't think Jinx has an abundance of household manner.
Mm.
And they just shove it a little more. Bite.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they have a nice healthy pile of breakfast and are showing appreciation in the traditional I'ma eat all of this kind of way.
Excellent.
Okay.
I think Wolf walks out of his room. He's got just kind of like a military, like a tin, like meal kit box.
Oh yeah, the MRE.
Yeah, like an MRE. Yeah, like a little box kit. He comes out and the tin is empty, but he produces a kind of what looks like a tube of gray paste, and he's kind of splotting it out onto the tin.
Hey, there's breakfast. You don't have to have the field stuff.
Yes, I do actually.
Is that
Okay.
a prescription?
I no longer have human gut cultures, so I can't
Oh.
digest anything human. This stuff's supposed to be building that back up.
Okay. Well, thank you for saying so. That's really helpful background to have.
Is there anything else that you can have?
Silence.
Yeah, we're real
Anything
good
you're
at that.
actually gonna get?
Everything's loud.
Jinx puts their fork down, but they put it down quietly because they get that. Oh, fuck, how dare I sympathize with that.
Brood is looking around kind of nervously, like, is everything too loud, or is there something I can do? And he looks like he's about to say something, but stopping himself and not.
Sit, eat your own cooking already.
He nods.
You're standing there like the family dog who doesn't know which side of the room to go to because the whole family's fighting. Just come over here. Eat the kibble and bits already. It's good.
Wolf makes slight eye contact with Brood and just sighs, kind of straightens himself and says, "It was a good thought. Thank you."
Brood nods and walks his plate over to Jinx and starts eating.
Well, are you going to sit with us or to have your little copy paste?
Yeah, that sounds nice.
I'll kick the chair out for him.
Wolf is going to make sure there's a fifth seat close by.
Mm-hmm.
And sit next to it.
For Elijah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was freaking
Yeah.
thinking it.
And then there's a sixth seat.
I didn't
that's for
realize that was
Sunshine.
his first name.
Did we have a first name for Sunshine? Because in my head it was Ezekiel, but I don't know where that came
It's
from.
Elijah.
Yeah, it should
Didn't
be
you
Elijah
just
now.
hear? Like,
Yeah.
it should be now.
It's
Like,
Elijah now. It was Bob.
Oh, it was
was.
Bob. Yeah, but now
It was
it's Elijah.
Sunshine Bob, but Sunshine Bob could have been the whole call sign.
Yeah.
Oh,
He has
yeah.
sort of a Bob feel to him.
He was very much a Bob, but now he's an Elijah.
Now he's an Elijah. Oh gosh, after you pass and they sort of think of you as the name you actually had and not whatever rubbish nickname
Yeah.
that you went by in life. Truly eulogizing the person, sterilizing who they were in the process.
Yeah. In
Yeah.
death, members of Project Mayhem have names.
Fight Club rules.
Okay, so y'all eat, and it's a pretty uneventful 45 minutes or whatever. And then towards the end of your meal, you get a call on the comms from Nia, who is the head of NOMA, and she, which is New Orleans Mutual Aid for people who are just joining us today. And she says that thank you again for yesterday, and the city council will be ready to meet with y'all in about an hour at the Hotel St. Marie in the French Quarter.
Wolf's gonna pipe in with a question. Are we expecting any non-humans to be in attendance? Any skirmishers, hybrids?
Is that going to be a problem?
No.
Good.
I mean, there have to be some in the city.
Okay.
We'll be there.
Why is
See-
Wolf asking? What's the vibe?
Wolf will tell you if you would like to ask, or if you'd like to probe. I'm happy to. Whatever experience is better for you.
The sort of passive ambient vibe.
Mm.
Like, you know, read the room, but with an Esper rating.
Wolf seems to be. He hopes to see some hybrids. He's like looking forward to it.
Anticipation.
Yeah.
Got it.
There's
Cool, thank
nothing
you.
like negative, like nothing like he's not
Okay.
on edge about it. If anything, he's kind of like, ooh.
Got it. Excellent. Thank you.
Cool. Anybody else have any questions before, or for Nia before she hangs up?
Well, I might just toss this out since Jinx is on the what are people expecting wavelength, and you may pick up specific because you're thinking about like, oh, what is this, hybrid expectation? And Valkyrie has a note of like trepidation.
Yeah, that checks out.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Brood has a sense of hopefulness, but there's something fragile about it. Like a fragile hopefulness.
It's so funny. I have this strong mental image of like my pup wagging her tail a little, like, I don't know that I like this.
Yeah.
Am I gonna?
Is this good? Do I
Does
like
wagging
this?
make it so?
Yeah.
Just
If
such
I
puppy
wag,
energy.
shall it be happy? So, cool. Anything y'all want to do before you head over to the meeting?
No. But as we go, I have a thing, but other than that, no.
Wolf is gonna go in armor, light armor, cloak, and his full helmet. I think we reveal quickly that his left shoulder pauldron is larger. Doesn't seem to be standard XCOM issue. It's got an Advent logo on it, but this is a former skirmisher shoulder piece. and the Advent symbol has been crossed out and carved out and scratched out. But it's definitely skirmisher piece armor, but he's covering it up with the cloak.
Yeah, you know when you see someone get ready to leave and they're wearing a coat, and you're like, oh, should I have a coat? Oh, right, chrysalids just pop out of nowhere, like fairly near inhabited areas. Prep.
You probably it's weird that he has a coat.
It's weird. He has.
Warm.
Look,
Yeah, it's
it's
real
weird he
hot.
has a coat. It's warm, but also the temperature dropped 40 degrees yesterday, and the weather forecast did not predict it. 40
Well.
degrees C, the C stands for chrysalid.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
So
But
I'm
good.
just gonna bring a little armor just in case. Am I feeling maybe a little fragile? I have
Yeah.
like 30 stitches.
Mm-hmm. You're
Minimum.
probably going to need help putting that on too.
Also, they itch. You're at that
Oh,
stage.
not the stitch itch.
Ugh. Oh, that's the worst.
There's at least liquid stitches now. I like to think it's not just the physical sutures.
Oh yeah, I mean it
That
could
you're
be
not
glued.
doing cross stitch on my back.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So then you could do a connect the dots later. It'd be great. Still planning the tabs.
Yeah.
Okay.
The liquid stitch is the one that looks like a hot glue gun, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
I've had the results, but not
Yeah.
seen the application. I wasn't awake at the time.
Yeah, it looks really cool, actually.
I believe you. All right. So what happens on the way?
Okay. So any Brood, Valkyrie, did y'all have anything specific that you wanted to bring with you, or
I think mechanically it's probably light load in that, Brood has some capability to defend, but I think if we show up fully kitted out, it's going to send a kind of weird message.
it will be a
so-
very specific message that you are sending
Right.
to the city
So
council. You
I
are
think-
you are going to a meeting.
Right. And so I think that we're representing that his idea is that we're representing XCOM and that we can help, but not that we're about to siege the meeting room.
The main thing I wanted to do was I'm probably gonna leave my Valkyrie's drawn with this like fantastic trench coat situation, but probably gonna leave that behind. And then regret it when it rains exactly at 2 p.m. For 12 minutes.
But so hard that visibility is down to 10 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, I lived in, I know it's not the same as New Orleans, but I lived in St. Louis for a number of years, and there was like a rain timer in the summer that was like, yep. Oh, wait, don't go out. Hold on. It's going to, okay, now we can go.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Summer thunderstorms are the best part of the day because it's the only part of the day where it is not oppressively, crushingly hot.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And I think, I hadn't really thought about this before, but I think Valkyrie's from up north somewhere, like maybe even Canada north, and is in like a cold part of Canada. So
yeah, that feels right.
And so she's out here with like sleeveless sleeveless in New Orleans, just armor vest and a sidearm and a lot of like pouches with like med kit gear, but not the full med kit. And one thing I wanted to note was she does have like Raven kind of flying Overwatch, and we are mapping based on, I'm trying to compare maps to what Advent had on file before the fall. I'm like updating Google Maps because I want to know every alleyway and cross street and just every possible egress and ingress.
Okay. So we'll say that you get a very good map of the city as y'all make your way from your new living situation near the Superdome, like more in the warehouse, like Central Business District, over to the French Quarter, where you enter Hotel Sainte Marie. And as you walk in the lobby, you notice Nia's over there just waiting for y'all to come in. She leads you to one of the conference rooms. And she looks put together. She is kind of like a little bit more she has not approached business casual, but she has, like, in deference for this meeting, is wearing a button down. And then she tells you as you walk in, she's like, "Oh, I'm glad you're here." She is eyeing both like the amount of armor that Wolf is wearing,
Mhm.
and especially like that you are wearing a cloak when it is 85 degrees outside
Wolf
and
is
73% humidity.
Yeah.
Um,
Wolf very gently, slowly takes a step forward, lifts enough of his helmet to reveal the burns across his neck, and he just very calmly explains, "The war has made me less nice to look at. I figured this was the best face I could put forward. I hope that won't be too much of a problem."
well, you can do what you're comfortable with, but that cloak's going to be more of a hindrance than a help to you.
I consider it a safety blanket.
Your choices. And as you walk in, she explains a little bit that, there are currently representatives from each group in the city. They have their own systems to appoint someone to the city council, but there is always one representative for each group. They, in general, sometimes that shakes up in terms of who is on the council and all of that, but that are specific internal structures, and the city as a whole does not generally get involved in that. So just to warn you as you go in, she says, "I am a member of the council here. We also have a representative from the Reapers, civilian representative Shane Pitters, who y'all heard the name of that council member last time when you were talking to the city militia. You've got a member from the Templars, and there is a skirmisher representative." And she looks, Nia, because of your question, looks straight at you, and it's like making eye contact when she says that there will be a skirmisher like representative there. It's like,
Excellent.
good. I mean, I know that as part of XCOM that y'all have had treaties with all these groups before. And I trust that it won't be a problem here.
I look around
Looking
at
forward to it.
everybody. Yeah, I look around at everybody's faces real quick. Take a quick temperature check, but turn back and say, "I'm sure we'll be fine. We're all professionals here."
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Pooja, I have a
Mhm.
slight clarifying question, because we talked about this offline a little bit, in that Valkyrie has a data port. That's not a common thing for people to have.
No.
Where should that be? And do I need to like pull my collar up if I don't want everyone to see it?
Let's say
The bandage across the back of your neck.
I'm gonna say that your data port's like, rather than being like a spinal jack-in at the back of your neck, is actually a neuroport that is on your skull.
Did you say thumb or skull?
Skull.
Skull.
Because
Okay.
it is interfacing directly with the Advent chip that is installed in your brain.
Yep.
So it corresponds to the portion of your cerebellum or whatever. Now we're gonna get technical, and I
Sure.
have zero expertise in this. So it corresponds with whatever part of your brain that they installed this chip in for you to interface with the Advent net. And that's where you can hook in.
Okay.
But it is something that, based
So-
on your hairstyle in this artwork that you got done.
I have a headband.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I often wear the headband.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the rest of you have probably seen this port before, you know, around the base or whatever. Like it wasn't a secret in XCOM, but Valkyrie was a known, like she defected from Advent, right? And was, was rescued by XCOM and then became a soldier for XCOM, but she was like a doctor in the Advent world first. And so having a port like this is very much you definitely, like, only Advent people had these, and you were either a collaborator or a defector, and it's not like you don't know if you just see that on somebody, so she keeps it covered all the time.
In general, the vibe check from Jinx is that they're not going to start the fight, but just let someone try. They've had a very rough couple of days, and they will finish it. So if anyone starts with Wolf, if anyone starts with Valkyrie, if anyone who isn't one of our squad picks on Brood.
Yeah, there's a logic tree there that's like,
if,
then
yes. If
so
yes,
they're just a
then
little, since you're vibe checking anyway, Brood, of like, oh, our squad are definitely professionals. It's like, yeah, we're professionals is everything that Jinx's face is saying. We're professionals. Let them not be professionals. Let them try.
Mhm.
I wish you would. Yeah. But
Okay. So as you walk in to this room behind Nia, it's basically a larger conference room. Most of the amenities in it have actually been cleared out, but you still have a large glass table. There's obviously y'all have all seen this type before of tech where you can pull up comm units, you can pull up like hollow screens and things like that. So it also looks slightly lived in. Like there's some filing cabinets in the back, like who even uses those anymore? What a relic. But it looks like this is a place where they do business pretty often. And around the table, surrounded by kind of like little like data pads and other stuff, you see the members of the council. As Nia steps forward, directly next to her seat there is Abilene Orsini, who is very distinctively giving you the attitude of a Reaper. This is a person who not only sized you up when you walked in, but is comparing you to a file and the way that they sized you up yesterday, possibly sized you up last week. You get the impression that they have had eyes on you and possibly know more than you would want them to know. But he is not hostile, but just calculating. And next to Abilene, you see a rather rather young, but I think all of you would probably think of them as soft person. Like there's a sense that the war and the occupation didn't treat them all that badly. But they're not flaunting that status. But it's just kind of like you see it in the physique, in the way that they hold themselves. And he introduces them as council member Shane Pitters, who represents the civilians of the city currently. And next to Shane sits a woman who no one will ever mistake as anything but a Templar. And she introduces herself as Rashmi Bachchan. And then slightly separated from the rest of them, but not holding themselves apart so much as holding themselves aware, is the representative of the skirmishers. And he introduces himself as Timur Kerr.
Can you spell that first name for me?
Temur, like femur, but with a T.
Sweet. What an awesome spelling example in this situation.
Really helps us get a leg up on the competition.
And as you walk in, introductions made, and then Shane says, okay, well, now that you have joined us, formalities out of the way, let's get down to business. We want to know what, like, this is obviously a test program, and we need to get as much out of XCOM as they took from us during the war.
Brood's eye twitches slightly at that. We are here to provide such aid and assistance as is possible. And we want this project to be as successful as I'm sure you all do. And we want to make sure that we are helping out as best we can and that everyone's needs are met. And I hold eye contact.
Pitter's kind of squints a little bit. It's like, yeah, just like that. And at that point, Nia kind of like interjects and she says, well, we did have a list of projects that we drew up when we were agreeing to this proposal with Lily. And can we just stick to that for the moment, Councilperson Pitters? And they break eye contact with Brood and look at Nia and kind of like, you see a little bit of deflation, but a little bit of like that rigidity of anger. Not, it's like fine. There have been, not everything is all well and good, as y'all saw yesterday when you came into the city, as you saw with the chrysalids. That's generally how things go. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. We have rebuilding plans. We're reclaiming different buildings, but some of our technology has been, it's not made obsolete, but without the Advent network, we can't bring it back online. Things that would have been easy 5 years ago, we can't do anymore. So, and at that, Pitters actually breaks in and says, this is why I want to bring forth more resources. If we have an ability to control the Advent net, then we can propel ourselves into a new age and better protect ourselves.
The Advent network was focused on controlling people's minds. I hope that's not part of your agenda.
Roger says, of course not. But the technology that also relied on the Advent network could make countless people's lives better. And I think it's worth looking into. And at that, Rashmi and Tamer look at each other, and this is like not new. You can see that this is an argument that has happened many times. And like,
Mhm.
there's a Tamer actually gives kind of like a little nod to Rashmi. And Rashmi speaks up and says, "This is something that we have told you again and again is not worth the risk. We will not allow the elders to get another foothold here, nor will we allow anyone to take their place. Drop it."
Pooja, I don't think the council members would notice, but for what it's worth, Valkyrie is like stock still performing a like breathing panic attack reducing exercise because the idea of bringing the network back online is panic inducing. And so she is doing a silent, almost an undetectable breathing exercise, but her teammates might notice. And
It's so silent.
Yeah.
It's so undetectable.
Right.
I have no capacity whatsoever. But I think to that extent, Jinx steals a quick look at Brood and barely cuts their eyes to Valkyrie. Like, you see, there's peopling to be done, right? Kind of thing.
Well, let's table that for now. It sounds like this has been a discussion that has been ongoing and can maybe continue in the future. But assuming we haven't done anything like that, which I would advise against initially without knowing all of the information, what can we do right now to help make things better?
Great question, says Nia. And she's like a little relieved. She's happy that that you're so personably moving this along. But the language that you are using gets a little bit of side eye from Teamer. The skirmishers want a line in the sand, is the impression that you get.
I'm sure they do.
So she says, well, our first order of business has been to clear out more habitable areas of the city. But we do need to negotiate with more groups for the supplies. Sorry. We do need to negotiate with more groups for the supplies and labor that we need. One of the things that XCOM promised us when we were talking to them about this was the ability to go to different factions, go to different areas around the city that we don't necessarily have the manpower to go to at the moment, to get some of those supplies and people. And also to spread the word that we are rebuilding New Orleans. There are people who have been on hiding out there for ages without the kind of like scanning and there's no good way to put this, but tracking power that Advent had. It's harder and harder to find them. But those are skills that y'all have and we could use to reach out. Open hands only.
I was gonna, as long as these are reaching out as invitations and not recruitments.
No, we would like people to know what's happening in the city now, to open lines of communication, but we don't currently have the manpower to do that ourselves. Straight up. What you saw in the Superdome yesterday was pretty much the extent of our organization. We want that to grow, but it's going to take time. And it takes more buy-in.
We can certainly act as liaison and let people know what's going on and offer a show of good faith and get people more invested. Hopefully bring them on board. That's certainly something that we can do, he said, taking a quick glance at his three teammates. um, out, so we can discuss this, and maybe this is better served another time, but what powers of negotiation do you want to empower us with? What can we offer? What can't we offer?
Well,
Obviously, an inducement might be necessary at some point. I don't know. We're not trying to bribe people, but if we can provide them with things that they may not have access to, but I don't want to speak for your resources without consulting you.
well,
And I say this to the table at large.
you have the power to authorize things that XCOM can give them. At the moment, our resources are stretched pretty thin here. But XCOM has more advanced medicine than we do. They have lines of communication that we do not have. They have a whole host of resources on that damn ship that can be really helpful to people out here, especially people who've been making it on their own for a long time. The other thing that, outside of just negotiation, finding people, we need to look at what, as we've moved forward with the mutual aid, we're not the only ones. We're not the only organization out there. And it's not always for the betterment of the city.
Are we talking about like former collaborators, or what do you mean other organizations?
Some people are former collaborators. Most of them have joined the Children of the Elders.
Ugh.
You saw them yesterday. It's a lot of preaching. It's a lot of second coming kind of rhetoric, which obviously people can believe what they want. We're not going to strip people's faith from them, but if it goes any further than that, that's when we start to have a problem.
The temperature in the room gets a little bit hotter around Wolf, even though he's wearing a cloak in the middle of this hot weather. I think the squad might be able to pick it up. Certainly, Jinx would pick something up. That's a touchy subject for Wolf.
But beyond that, what we've currently actually got a problem with is a black market. There has been a lot of smuggling of goods, and the tech that does still work has skyrocketed in price. We know that there has to be some kind of organization behind this. But once again, manpower, resources, and honestly, there aren't a lot of us who have a lot of skill in infiltration, if you will.
Okay.
If you can help us find out who it is, then obviously we can help bring them to justice, or at least figure out how to work with them in a way that is beneficial to us all rather than just to the few who can currently afford it. But finding out where they are is been trickier than any of us had anticipated.
Do you have any kind of a lead or idea of where we may be able to contact someone related to the black market? I don't think us wandering around, and he looks over his fatigues and asking questions is going to be particularly useful in this situation.
Yeah. And at that, Obeline kind of looks you up and down. It's like, no, that's not exactly the most helpful thing you've ever worn. But What we do know so far is that there has been a concentration coming out of the south side of the arts district, but we don't know if that's where it's originating. But I can send you over some building coordinates, and I've got some eyes on the ground that I can introduce you to later.
For what it's worth, I know you have a lot of infrastructure projects underway, and even without the Advent network up, which I strongly advise against, a lot of the mechs that were in use and are now shut down can be repurposed, even just operating autonomously or semi-autonomously, separate from a net, but with a in-person operator, let's say. Dr. Chen has a lot of algorithms available for different types of autonomous robotic activities, and having a machine that can walk around and lift up concrete blocks and do that kind of work can help a lot in rebuilding efforts.
That is a great idea. Thank you for bringing it up. And Nia's actually really, she's like, that would be amazingly helpful. Do you have any expertise? I see that you have a gremlin. How much?
If we have materials at hand, like if there are mechs shut down around the city, that is something I can work with. I can't build something out of nothing, but I have access to advanced algorithms. I have some experience dismantling Advent technology. The little smirk, and I'm pretty sure I could repurpose it.
Okay. She's like, that's amazing. Do y'all have any other ideas of like, you each know your own specialties better than we do? And then at that, you see that Aveline kind of just a little bit of an eyebrow raise. He might know a lot more than he's told the other council members.
Well, I think we can certainly put the south side on some sort of observation. Give us some more information. We may be able to, as you say, track back to the source of this, or at least get a better idea of the scale of this operation. And frankly, make sure that technology that shouldn't be out in the world doesn't get put out in the world any further. That's absolutely something that we can take care of operationally. I look at the other council members, the other representatives of the other groups, and say, we don't want to step on any toes or run afoul of any other operations that you may have in the works. If you'd like, I can coordinate with you and we can make sure that we're not reinventing the wheel or getting in each other's way. Nobody wants that right now. And I try and catch the eye of Abilene and Timur and Rashmi.
I think at that point, everybody kind of nods, yeah, we'll agree to that. And coordinating our efforts is the name of the game. It's why we're all here.
So with that in mind, what projects are each of you working on, and how are you allocating resources, just so that we can pool our knowledge and ability to help out?
Well, we've given you a list of what we need the most help with. The question is, do you have skills that you can add to the city as a whole? What unique qualities do you bring? And that is coming from Councilmember Pitter. That you know what we need. We told you what we need from you. If you have something else like this incredibly valuable skill that we're just now learning about, about being able to repurpose these mechs, now is the time.
You need patrols who can uncover those chrysalid nests you've got popping around. If you're trying to invite people back to a dense, occupied part of the city, you need to make sure that nearby them there aren't aliens popping out going boo. You need people who can locate them by their, look over to Rush me, look back, unique signatures. And you need people who can take care of them when they pop up. And at that,
Wolf takes
I
a
look at
step
Wolf.
forward. And Wolf is gonna, through his helmet, try to make eye contact with Timur. And just the slightest of nods.
Well, Rashmi, that is an excellent idea. We can set up a routine of patrols if you are willing to meet with our members and talk specifically about unique signatures that you have encountered that we may not have had exposure to as of late.
Of course.
And of course, if we are able to uncover the nests early enough, or hopefully, at the root, as it were, then there's a much larger contingent of people that are able to help take care of that than once we have an infestation on our hands.
Agreed.
Best time to stop an infestation is before it starts.
Exactly. And does anybody else have anything else that they would like to bring up at this meeting?
This information that Pitter keeps bringing up to us, I assume that we've had a chance to kind of review it. What sort of things are they asking for in terms of need? Like, obviously, some things are mentioned, like advanced medical technology. We know that his pet project is wanting to bring Advent Network back online. But what else are we looking at?
Well, like I said, I mean, there are groups in the areas around the city. Advanced medical technology and technology in general is a sticking point for them. Pitter wants to bring the Advent Net back online, but they are obviously, the rest of the council is open to, or is against that, and open to other methods of making the technology work. Then y'all know about the chrysalid problem.
Okay.
And they're working on rebuilding infrastructure.
Right.
I
And they
would
wanna
honestly
contact-
say that feels like enough.
And this black market.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
there's this black market.
Yeah.
Not
Like,
just the aliens, the humans are acting out of line too. Who'd have thunk it?
and it's not, I do want to make it clear that it's not like they're saying like go out and like arrest all of these black market people, but like if people are, but they need help in the investigation.
Confiscate plasma weapons. This seems non-controversial.
Yeah.
Yes. But like there's dangerous stuff going on, and also like there's a hoarding of resources.
Right.
And
What
things
if they
like
were
that.
just a market?
Exactly. What if you didn't try to squeeze blood out of a stone?
What if it were a chartreuse market?
Mm.
Prettier colors market.
What if
Yeah.
it was a teal market?
I love a teal market. It's so appealing.
Your market is Mr. Pink.
So yeah, it feels like I'm gonna say that those are the major things that they're working on, because that kind of feels like enough.
Okay.
Yep.
I just wanted to
I can
make
get
sure
you the spreadsheet with budget numbers later.
No, I just I wanted to make sure.
Yes, that would be lovely. Thank you.
I didn't know we agreed to this.
Quest log is full.
Oh, wait. Go ahead and do that now.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, those are kind of the major things, and if y'all don't have anything else for the council members,
Wolf would like to wait until the meeting kind of starts to subside, but he would like to wait until he's not being seen by Pitter. But he'd like to kind of just check base with Timur and maybe Rashmi if they're close enough, but mainly Timur.
I am going to say that, like, once y'all are done with this discussion, you're dismissed. The meeting they have some other stuff to go over that's more like nuts and bolts, like I said, spreadsheets and budgets. And it's not stuff that is relevant to what y'all are doing / stuff that like they have no desire to discuss with you or discuss with you present. So if you want to hang around the hotel, you can wait. Like, there's a lobby-ish area. There is slightly more furniture here than there was in the apartment complex. So there is actually places for you to sit. There's a small cafe nearby that could have more stuff, but what it does have is tasty stuff that Nia points you to if you're hungry or thirsty, or just want a place to hang out. And as you walk out, like, you get kind of like, Timur gives you like an intense look. So you can tell that he's interested in, having some conversation later, or like at least like sizing you up more.
Yeah. What I'd like to do is just, if it's too risky, Wolf will not do it, but he would like to reveal enough of the cloak that Timur would know that Wolf is wearing skirmisher armor, and Wolf will like give it a soft tap.
I will say that, like, the way this is currently set up, if you reveal that to Timur, you're going to reveal it to the rest of the council. You're there in front of this whole table. They are staring at you.
Yeah. No, I'll just try to return that intense eye contact. It's like, yeah, let's have some words at some point and leave it at that.
Cool.
I'm going to aggressively avoid eye contact with Rashmi at all costs. Every single cost there is, I'll pay it. But I will deliberately catch the eye of Shane. That's just a bit.
Shane does not. What you are doing to Rashmi, Shane is attempting to do to you.
Oh. May I make a flirt roll?
Yes. Yes, you may.
Thank you.
Shane is the human sort of functionary main
that
part
wants
of
that wants a bunch of advent tech in a way I find quite disquieting. Yes, exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
They just want what's best for the people, and technological advancements are what's best for the people.
I make
at
sway.
Any cost.
Do we like sway for this, perhaps?
Probably consort, I would think.
I believe that to be the case, and if that's the role, it's fine. But
you
how
can
do
make
we
a sway
feel
roll,
about sway?
Like, let's because consort is, it could be either one. You are attempting to flirt with purpose, right?
Yeah.
So
purpose.
Flirpity flirpus.
Yes. All right. Because I have a trait for that. I get the +1 on the sway. That's where we go.
Mm-hmm. You're trying to sway their opinion in your favor.
Yes. We have 1/6. Just one.
Awesome.
But we'll take 1/6.
So talk to me about this flirting that Jinx is doing.
Yeah, it's it's not their nature. But in a moment of eye contact, probably he couldn't avoid it long enough.
But yeah.
Oh, they? Shane's they?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Pitters is they. Rashmi is she. Abeline is he, and Timur is he. I will put those in the Slack.
Awesome.
Abeline. All right.
Or maybe the spreadsheet. I'll put them in the spreadsheet. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. look down, look back up, smile a little, and trail my fingers along the conference table as I get up. Just a catch me later kind of vibe at him. At
Mm.
them.
And they kind of like, it's like, you get the sense of like deep surprise. Like what? but then like, oh. And it's not so much that they think that like this person, you get, I'm going to say that with this way, you get the sense that this person feels like as they think about it more, they're like, oh, well, of course, because I'm so powerful. Of course, this person also wants to
Right.
get next to power, and
Why
they're
wouldn't
okay with
Jinx
that.
want to flirt with? Yeah, of course they want to flirt with it. Good. All right. Thank you.
This
And
makes
they're-
sense. I deserve this.
Yeah, like oh, of course, this is what comes with
Right. You have
council
throwing themselves.
member.
I'm a big, powerful, important person. Yep.
Um,
Good. Everything going according to plan. Very
Is
pleased.
this-
Thank you.
Something Jinx is trying to hide from the rest of us in general. Have we seen Jinx be flirty? Like,
Heck no.
yeah, okay.
No.
I think
I mean, like burning off some steam, but mixing
That's
the personal
different.
and professional
Right.
is not. No.
Yeah, what happens
no.
on leave stays on leave.
Most of the time, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's anomalous. Anyone in the squad would easily know it's anomalous.
Okay.
But it's
I
not like they're going super heavy. Like they didn't slip them their number.
Right.
So, they pick it up. We pick it up. The rest of the council do or don't.
I think Brood misinterprets both this and Wolf's action and just sort of like tries to, all right, let's get to it. Just kind of like, all right, okay, good meeting. Come on, team, let's go.
Yep. We've got enough on our to-do list, I think.
Thank you for your consideration.
Yes, of course. Of course. Yes. And
I may get out of the room without sassing him. them.
And on that desperately amazing accomplishment, let's take a brief break. We're a little bit late on it. I'm sorry for that.
That's all right.
And we will, after these messages, we'll be right back with the next half.
Okay. See you in 5.
Hello, welcome back to XCOM Phoenix Squad, who has had a very eventful morning in which Brood made everyone pancakes and entertainment. And then they met with the city council, who is totally above board because, as we established, I am lying today. And in very much harmony with each other and with their goals and how to achieve those goals.
The emphasis on the harm. I hear it now that you say it.
I'm glad that you're picking up what I'm laying down.
Oh, sorry. When you mentioned we were headed out and that we were like in the lobby of this like hotel or whatever.
You don't have to be in the lobby.
Okay.
You just need to, like, if you want to meet up with the council members after their meeting, you should be close by.
Oh, okay. Well,
Because
in the
otherwise
moment
they're
where
just going to leave.
where it's just the 4 of us, and I assume we have little like handheld like cell phone equivalents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just gonna text our group, everyone, the video, like a short version of Brood shaking it, and you know, the caption of like, I'm really glad we have a song and dance man. And just make sure everybody has a good like 10-second clip.
Nice. It's like,
I spin around, blushing. It's you. You were recording that? What?
Well,
I can't believe you recorded that.
the motion sensor went off. It was in the public area, so I thought
So
maybe.
glad you were being conscious of our security by posting Raven up there at the entrance to our living spaces so that no one could come upon us and catch us unawares.
Yeah. That's
Whoa.
just doing my
And
duty.
I shimmy just a little bit like Brood.
He has the look of I hate this, but these are my friends.
I have to deal with this and I want to dissolve into nothingness.
Just want
Yeah,
to make sure
well-
we all had a copy of this for the record.
I appreciate it.
No.
Here I thought the perfect video didn't exist.
Now it does.
Forever.
Come on, guys. Seriously.
I just make eye contact with Brute forever.
just delete it. Really. It's haha.
Okay.
You shouldn't be ashamed of these moves. Shame on you. Embrace it.
Yeah, I give you the smile of are you fucking kidding me?
They shimmy just one more time, and it's easily the most relaxed I think you've seen Jinx at all. Just full stop since we've gotten back together. It's a little more like old Jinx.
Okay, well,
Well,
now that
and
we've
if it-
had our entertainment, we should probably get back to doing what we're here for. I mean, we just told them we're professionals.
You did.
Well, aren't we?
I mean, we might as well be.
While we're here.
I mean, speaking of, I think Jinx has some professional plans for Councilmember Pitter later.
Wait, what?
You didn't
Oh.
catch that?
Did he
The
make you go pitter
sparks
patter?
flying? I thought we left the sparks back on the ship.
I thought you were going to raise them from the dead throughout New Orleans.
That's what that was. I thought you were about to lunge over the table at him, but I see that was only partially wrong.
I'm sorry. You don't want to know why they so want the Advent network reactivated? Some of us are just willing to do what needs to be done.
Hmm.
If there's someone on this council advocating for not just nonsense, but dangerous nonsense, part of our job is to know why.
I'll admit to wanting to know why, but I don't really need to know why someone wants a nuke to stop them from getting it.
I want to know if they're working with anyone else who wants nukes now, don't I?
No, I like that you're thinking that far ahead. I was short-sighted on that one.
Are you alright?
Oh, so was that to me?
Yeah. Because we're talking about the Advent network and that.
I mean, I will be.
We're not going to let that happen, Val. We know that's not reasonable. And my words back there weren't some sort of capitulation, but we need to make everyone comfortable with our presence. We're a brand new element in their dynamic. I don't want to go rocking any boats or pushing anything too far too fast. let's let them get used to us and us get used to them, and as Jinx says, get some information, so we're not walking in and making our decisions without being informed. And
If the Templars come on to me about joining their little psi cult, though, I do reserve my God-given right to sock them in the face.
Oh,
I don't want any part of anything they're selling.
of course, we'll back that 100%.
Socks. Fuck. That's what I forgot.
Didn't bring so. How many of these have we been on?
Normally we're out and back the same day.
I mean, all right, sure, but you remember Slovakia? We were
Try not
pinned
to.
down for 5 nights.
And I don't think I took my boots off the whole time.
That recontextualizes my entire experience, and it's disgusting.
Also, I need to know if you're wearing the same socks if you were wearing yesterday. As
Yes.
a voice
Yesterday's
of
socks, yes.
voice of DM.
Yes.
Oh,
Jinx, I think by implication, is not.
Yeah.
Jinx has clean socks.
listen, you know
Your poor feet.
that's important, right? You don't want to get trench
No,
foot.
I do. I'm not saying I don't need extra socks. I'm saying I forgot. I need to get socks.
We need to get you some socks.
And I think on that note, enough time has passed. The meeting kind of has broken up. You hear people coming from the hallway out through the lobby. And the first person who comes out is actually council member Pitters. And they, in a way that they believe is very suave and subtle, come up to Jinx and hand you a piece of paper. It's like, well, I'm very busy right now, but I would be so interested in finding out more about your ideas for the city. If you would like to perhaps meet up later
Love your...
over, dinner.
Any insights you could give me, council member, would be so appreciated. Thank you for this.
Yes, the relationship between XCOM and the city needs to be. I can't make myself say it.
I would be happy to be your liaison.
And
7?
they yes, I will that works out for my schedule. Very busy schedule.
Well, do
and
contact me if something comes up. I completely understand a position like yours. But I hope I'll see you tonight.
yes, and they give you the name of a restaurant and kind of its general location. If somebody wants to come up with the name of a restaurant, that would be great.
I'm on the wrong localization team for this one.
There's a local New Orleans food place here where I live called The Sisters. So if we wanted to transplant that there, I would kind of enjoy that.
You know
All
what?
right.
We'll merge it. And the Three Sisters is still in this AU. It's in operation in New Orleans. It'll be great.
It'll be great.
And they at that note, like, saunter off in heavy air quotes. They look a little bit like maybe they should get new shoes because theirs are too tight and they're hurting their feet.
Are they injured?
Brood had been trying to get all of this on recording to try and like get back, but he wasn't able to get his phone out in time or surreptitiously, and so he only caught like the Pitter walking away.
Could I proffer? You got it all, but the camera was facing you.
Sure.
But we got the audio.
Yeah, we got some of the like muffled audio because it's using the front-facing microphone, and so we have a real close-up of your facial expression watching Jinx's
we have a
interaction
reaction
with Pitter.
video. Fantastic.
Yes, amazing.
Oh, thank you for that,
yes.
Nick.
That
Brood's
breaks and
YouTube channel is going to a great start.
I
Hey,
need.
Broodlings, it's your boy.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh gosh, if you have fandom drama, it's Brood Wars. Okay, moving on.
Yep.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Well,
So, Jinx, you were saying you needed something.
A clothes, I guess. For
yeah.
dinner.
I hadn't anticipated going undercover, so not all of this is gonna work. Yeah.
I don't suppose the robe will suit me.
I think it suits you. Oh. I think Valkyrie doesn't literally say "oh," but there is a like, that was my outside voice. And is like, look at my phone. There's so many interesting things on my phone.
Where did Wolf get himself off to?
I'm still waiting to see if I can catch Timur.
I'm just giving you the cut too.
Yeah. Yep. And on that note, we cut to Wolf, who's a little bit off to the side as the rest of you are kind of watching Pitter's attempt to be smooth. Timur has actually come out and in the significant glance to Wolf to have you follow him to a more secluded location.
Yep. I do so. And wait until there are no eavesdroppers that we can spot.
I mean, you go. It's like a little, not like a hotel room, but like it's another smaller off-way like office situation.
The business center.
It kind of is, but it's like a actual small office. You think like at one point there were some management offices and stuff like that got repurposed into working space for these people. Like the council members actually all have offices in the hotel and they do a lot of their work there. Timur's office is, I wouldn't say bare per se, but very sparse. Someone obviously does things here, but from a glance around, you couldn't tell what it was, and there are no personal effects.
Right. Do I see any other hybrids on staff or just around, or does it seem like Timur's the only hybrid around here?
You don't see anyone else. Like it. Okay. You've probably only seen a couple of other people working.
Okay.
Currently, you haven't seen any assistants or anything like that. Like, it's possible that they either don't have them or that they more likely are off doing other things, like like the actual work.
Yeah.
Because we all know how that goes.
I come here for escapism, Pooja. That's
too real. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking back to like how
Let's
you
put that in the
need like
veils.
17 engineers to get anything done, but you only talk to one of them.
Right. Yeah,
Technically Tigan has a team.
Yeah, it's
Yes, and they all
Okay.
teamed up to nominate one, push him to the forefront, stepped back so none of them had to interface with non-technical management.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yes,
Yeah.
all real work will be behind veils from now on.
Okay.
Noted.
I will kind of approach him somberly, respectfully. I reveal the cloak, like pull the cloak back from my shoulder, reveal the skirmisher armor, reveal that the Advent symbol is very, very obviously scratched out and like kind of like messed up. I tap the armor very softly, 2 taps, and I say very somberly again, Vox Tala for 10. I remember. For those deep in the lore, Vox Tala for 10 is like a battle cry for the skirmishers.
Brother, why do you don't need to hide your face here.
I take
With
off
me.
my helmet and I reveal my situation and say, I'm only a brother by choice.
It's not only those of us who were born into it, but we were all made in one way or another.
The world can be a hard place when it was made by humans for humans. How are you? How are our brothers and sisters?
We are learning. There is obviously not a full acceptance, but the times are changing. The last few months have been peace is the greatest gift we've been given. And we will not throw it away. But we have a neighborhood that where it's more comfortable for many of our brothers and sisters. If you would like to visit and just, I didn't see anyone else of your current compatriots who would be one of us, that if you want to talk, there are many of us who would not just hear, but listen.
I would very much like that. Pitter will be a problem.
Peter likes to talk, but they don't have the support of, obviously, the skirmishers will do everything in our power to prevent, and the Templars and the Reapers, for all their other ways, understand the danger that it poses. The real danger is people are suffering, and they will look for any way to alleviate that suffering in the moment. I won't ask for details of your situation, but the one who gave you this, and he gestures towards your shoulder pauldron, is that one well?
When the people I was fighting for turned against me because they were trained to, the one who gave me this took me in, and I fought with you. I fought with us. It was a different kind of fight that only we knew how to fight. And I'm honored to have been gifted this. He passed a warrior. Voxtala for 10. I remember.
Voxtala for 10.
I
And
look forward to meeting more of our brothers and sisters.
there will
If
always
there's
be a
anything you
space for you
need-
there.
If there's anything you need to discuss that I would understand more than my compatriots, come to me.
I'm sure there will be things that come up. And I look forward to talking to you more. There are details here. People want to do good, but not everything is as cohesive as Noma would have you believe.
It never is.
And on that, we'll go back out to the lobby. And Rashmi has come out in the meantime while Wolf and Timur are talking, and is not shy, is not just very direct and businesslike, goes directly to Jinx. It's a very good idea that you had about the chrysalids. It's been difficult to keep them from overtaking parts of the population. Of course, not everyone takes the same precautions that they should. But the Templars will welcome you to teach us how to identify the pods before they become a problem.
And let's put me on a proof of concept before I start promising to sit at the front of a classroom and have you all bringing me apples. Shall we?
Yes, of course. But it would be a great pleasure to have you come and perhaps talk a little bit about your proof of concept. There are members of our group who've had more interaction with the chrysalid threat than others have, and I'm sure they'd be eager to help.
I'm sure we can come to some sort of arrangement, but we have a lot of things to work out right now. This might not be the best time to discuss any specifics.
Rashmi's face is kind of...
Who the fuck is this monkey?
My squad mate makes an excellent point. We operate together, hand on shoulder, and I would hate to speak out of turn or lack coordination with any of them. So,
Of course.
this is absolutely the man to talk to if you need anything from any of us. How are those tires, Brood? Are those feeling good on your back?
Yeah. As clean as the undercarriage.
Well, then, I will let you know when a good time would be for the Templars.
Excellent.
Sharp nod.
I'm sure we can look forward to working with you as much as you can with us.
Hand grips.
Okay. And she kind of, gives you a curt nod, gives Jinx a lingering, like, very much that look forward to was all to Jinx. And then goes about her business back into like her office.
I feel like the Shane right now and I'm not comfortable.
And you get a ping on your comm, Valkyrie, that Nia's got a bunch of stuff going on right now, but she is going to arrange for more time with a couple of other members of like her squad that has been working on the technical side of things. And she straight up like the message is like, hey, would love to talk more about the mechs and getting those reprogrammed. But the last time I tried to touch technology, I started 4 fires. So I will get you with people who could actually understand anything that you're saying. And we'll hit you up later.
Yeah, I mean, fire means your power conduit's working, so.
And she's like, that's what they said before they took it away from me.
Mm. She's just texting me, right?
It could be a video call or a phone call or whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah, I was just clarifying. I don't mind either way. But yeah, that I look forward to meeting with them. I think it could be a really good option and might alleviate some of the pressure that would encourage people to go along with bringing the network back up, because that seems like a nuclear option to me.
Yeah, we're aware that there are dangers.
I'm not sure that adequately describes the risk involved, but I think you understand that already. So I don't need to belabor it.
And she just kind of nods, like, you know, that, or more of a vocal thing. And I guess our last thing would be that you do just get a text from Abilene that with a set of coordinates that, you know, it's just a map to the city.
Was Abilene the Reaper?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And you get a message with it that says talk to the matron.
Huh. Okay. Talk to the matron. Okay.
And that one goes out to the group. It's not like a specific, like, I'm assuming that you all have like a shared, you have personal comms. The way I'm playing it is you have
We
personal
have a group
comms,
text.
and you have like a team comm to minimize like, you know, oh, and then I tell people things.
Sorry, have you met this team? Where is the calm?
This is where the comms versus calm come in. You spend all your points on comms.
When
Save any for
whenever we
calm.
get ready to go, I have a like while we're walking, you know, Valkyrie's distracted doing something with her, you know, like her glasses. I think we said like have a little like projection, you know. So I think
Little
she's in the
hood.
habit of like some part of her brain can just like autopilot follow somebody on the team. You know, she can set to auto follow herself and like
Kind of the way that Jinx was doing in the rollout to the fight with Valkyrie.
yes.
Just sort of like when you're reading a book
Mhm.
and walking down a hallway and you just try to have someone out the corner of your eye because
Yeah.
if they don't trip, they're looking where you're going. I'm just gonna freeload off that.
Yes.
Yep.
That's I'm drafting. I'm
You're
drafting off of
outsourcing. You're outsourcing
yes.
that portion of your awareness.
I'm outsourcing my collision detection. But I'm hoping to roll back a lot of the footage. I mean, I've been recording a ton since we've been here, and I'm trying to, it's now occurring to me like, oh, I need to go back and look at what everyone's wearing. And I want to algorithmically develop. I'm also kind of leaning into my infiltrator ability that you let me take. I want to algorithmically develop outfits that would help us all blend in individually.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will like post suggestions in our group chat of like, here's what Brood should wear. Here's what Wolf could wear. And
catch.
Jinx.
The fuck is this neckline?
I am going to have you roll research
Oh, I'm good at that.
with an extra die
Okay.
because of your infiltrator.
Oh, that's the potency thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure how that worked exactly.
No.
Somehow this comes up in a whole lot of games, but I'm always amused to see which check is the fashion check in
Uh-huh.
a given system. Here
In
we
this
are.
case- In this case,
Research.
because Valkyrie is doing a algorithmically based influencer check.
Oh, is this a game where only 6s matter?
Yep. Well,
I've-
no, that's not true because if you get a 6, you have succeeded. You don't have to have, like, if you get multiple 6s, it's a critical success. If your highest is a 4 or a 5, you have a mixed success.
Oh,
and
okay. We do have that mixed success. Okay. I
Mhm,
was thinking
and
of the
3
Tales from
minus.
the Loop system that those guys use.
Oh, no.
Okay. I have a 5.
Great. So the
So
upside,
basically nothing went wrong and everything's great.
it's fantastic. What you have developed is something that does resemble what people wear, but has 0 context.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
1 second. Stop gnawing on my knee.
Hawaiian
No.
shirt and pinstripe pants? Really?
And cat, do it what?
His teeth are sharp, though.
Oh, yeah. He's
They're
still
kitten teeth.
he's still kind of like kitten age, right?
He is very much a kitten.
Yeah. The little needles. Just
He hasn't quite
Right,
learned.
hence
that,
me.
like,
Yeah.
needles go on knees, right?
Yep.
There in the name.
Chomp.
So yeah, so
Eyes and
you've developed kind of an algorithm for what you think would best fit in,
Mm-hmm.
and it does to an extent, but you haven't been through that much of the city.
Right.
So what you've got is like a mixed mashup of like performer wear and administration clothes
Mm-hmm.
with like a very like the odd piece out of like something somebody would wear to like lounge in their house.
Yep. Okay.
So every piece by itself would make sense in some way.
Oh, and then as a practical observation, how often are people carrying a rifle or sidearm or
Most of the people that you see are carrying some kind of self-defense weapon, but guns are not that common
okay.
just because people didn't have access to them until the fall of Advent. And then there was a limited supply.
Yeah.
All of your higher end weaponry was either destroyed or deployed in other places. So people
Yeah.
have like a sidearm or something like that, but you see rifles are generally not in evidence as you walk around.
Yeah.
And when you saw the city militia come to deal with the chrysalid problem, they all had rifles.
Okay. And so, but like a laser pistol in particular, or laser rifle would really stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. For civilians. You see a lot more like lower tech weaponry.
Yeah. Revolvers.
But even
and,
then, not everybody has a gun on them.
sure.
Like people carry knives, they carry like other stuff. It's not like they're expecting to be attacked at any moment, but things have popped up enough that they're like, oh, I should have, like, if I can beat this thing off for a little bit, somebody will come and help me.
Sure.
We'll put it that way. Or this person.
Yep.
You know, beat this person off.
Sure. That's a normal way to say that, and not a problem at all for me not giggling.
I'm an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes it funnier.
Yep. Okay. So then, yeah, I kind of put my notes in there. I'm like, all right, so this is a pretty good collection of what we're seeing people wearing here. We want to try to blend in, obviously. I think, these color patterns, obviously we got to get out of our camo wear. And Valkyrie's kind of just muttering this while walking, because I assume we're all relatively near each other, and is basically narrating things that she's texting. And then also going like, and we probably should trade in for some conventional firearms. I'm not going without, just so everybody knows. I am getting a handgun of some kind.
As you're muttering all of that, and have we been walking like through the market, or are we just on our way back to the hotel?
That's up to you. If you want to go shopping, the biggest and most obvious marketplace that you know of, to get a variety of goods, is going to be the market at the Superdome.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit of a trek, but
I don't have anything else on my agenda.
Yeah.
No, let me double check. No chrysalid attacks today. I do. Not sure about tomorrow. We're going to have to see. It's penciled. But so I don't have very much for now. So market to market, then date with a pit.
I'm thinking that as Valkyrie is developing this algorithm and sort of muttering under her breath about what we need and all this stuff, that you're going to get a lump of cloth hit you in the chest. And I'm going to say, socks.
Oh, good. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. I needed to make a note about that. Okay. Well, now I don't need to make a note.
Right. So it's a balled up pair of socks that chunk.
You were just carrying multiple pairs of socks on you?
I was sort of thinking that I bought them at the market, although I was also kind of thinking
as we're walking by
that maybe Brood did, as kind of the, one of these packs has granola bars, one has his extra hats.
You are the team mom with the sunscreen. Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
So if we want it to be from Brood's personal supply, I'm fine with that too. That might make more sense narratively.
I love when the healer isn't the team mom.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate you, Brood.
Absolutely. So yeah, we'll say that y'all are going to the Superdome to, pick up what you need, since it sounds like you want to get civilian clothing of some sort.
Yeah.
I'm going to need that, yes.
I've
made my bed and now I have to lie in it.
Well, these folks tell us they need help contacting a black market. We can't go in there dressed like this. And if this is what they want help with, we have to prioritize it.
And besides, I think they made the bed and you're going to lie in it.
Yep.
I immediately, just very quickly, I am into Brood's face, very, very, very close. I can have nightmares about that thing you did in 2nd grade every night for a year. Just you mess with me, Sonny.
Brood blanches. It goes, it was just a joke. I'm sorry.
I think nothing of it. Punch in the arm.
That's so scary.
And then move off.
I'm terrified.
It's out of character, but also scary.
Okay. So y'all hit the market. Are you all going to pick up kind of what Valkyrie gathered from her
either you
research?
believe in science or you don't.
I think we trust the judgment unless there's something that's completely bizarro.
Yeah, none of us are from another planet or literal robots who don't know better. So,
right.
You're good. It's like I said, it was a mixed success.
Yeah.
So what the algorithm put together was limited, but all the pieces made sense.
Sure. And I'm sure even Valkyrie is like, okay, some of these are misses, but you get the general idea.
No, I think this is great. I'm wearing one of them. It's ill-advised. I'm committing to it. I don't think going to the restaurant clothes are the same as palling around the black market clothes. So, whichever vendor is doing clothes, I will just sidle up, and I was hoping I could have just a bit of your help on a bit more of a personal nature. Look, I have a date tonight. What have you got that can make me look hot?
And at that, the vendor, who is a like not a young girl, but she's in her late teens.
Yeah.
And she is so excited to hear about this.
I'm calling upon the sorority of having a lot of gender. Help.
And she just starts bombarding you with questions about what's the style you usually like is it random things that you didn't think would necessarily have to do with clothes but are very important according to her. And then also equally important is the impressions that you want to give, and is this a date, is it a first date, or is it a third date? Is it a come back to my room date? Is it? And then it just goes on
No.
and on and on.
So,
oh, that's no judgment. But
no,
so
actually, I think Jinx will get just 1 degree more honest than is probably ideally smart. Look, it's an important date. I'm not. You know what happens when sometimes you say yes to the date. So if it's not the most, I just gesture at neckline down to the belly button. That would be okay. The let him down gently, single date. Can we do that?
Oh, I have just the thing for that. Don't worry, I got you.
Perfect. I love the sorority of having a lot of gender. It's perfect. Every time.
And she goes in the back, there's kind of a room around the side, where it's, clothes that are a little nicer are over there, and starts rooting through. She knows exactly what she's looking for. She comes back with an outfit that I'm going to have you describe for us, that gives you that perfect, yes, I am, and no, I'm sorry.
Yes, ambiguous at the beginning of the day, not ambiguous by the end. So what I've decided that combo is, I posted in the Slack for our viewing pleasure. But for the audience, we're going with a jumpsuit, sleeveless, sternum neckline is, I think, where it ends up. A bit of a, not quite a V, because it's got a nice horizontal cut right there. But reasonably, which does mean that their tattoo is visible. The one that they got after the war. The wonderful wolf. And they're going to put their jacket on top of that just a little bit for now, after they try it on when they come out of the dressing room and all of that, and paid bottle caps. Question mark.
There is a currently accepted currency of credits.
Love a credit.
And not every vendor just accepts currency. There is also a barter system in place, but for ease of current situations, we are going to say that you'll have
a fungible currency. Yes, I'll pick up my date outfits. I'm gonna pick up some dollar store paints and knickknacks and things like that while we're here. That kind of stuff.
Great.
But that's all I had to get done.
And for the rest of you?
As we go through, Brood has put on sort of his most friendly mien and manner, and is kind of engaging anyone who we stop and talk to in a discussion. And I want to try and I want them to kind of give me the lay of what it's like that's not from the council. What is it that the people actually need or want or are interested in that is different, possibly different from what the council thinks people need and want and works on as projects. and glad hand and make some friends and joke around a little bit, and I think probably consort, I guess, is the best description of what I'm doing here.
Yes, and I'm going to have you roll for it.
Okay. I've got some dice in there.
I find it amusing that like the first thing that we come across is like, okay, so there's a difference between consort and consort.
Not to be
Question.
homophonic or anything, but yes.
Do you want me to lose a die because we're not trusted and we're in XCOM gear or anything? Or do you want to just let me have the full dice?
I'm going to have you have the full dice. The Superdome is not a overtly hostile place to y'all.
Okay.
And with the stuff that Valkyrie was doing yesterday outside the apartment complex and that kind of like work that y'all did,
Okay.
there's
we have some
people
room.
aren't going to be, at least currently, vocally against you.
Okay. I did get a 6. I thought I had 2 for a moment, but just 1.
Great. So you've got, people are generally, they're like, they have personal gripes about the stuff. Like they're like, man, all my furniture is old. Like my air conditioner doesn't work. Like, dear God, why does my toilet make that noise? And you get a lot of that kind of information, but also there's talk about how, they want to feel safer in the city. They want to feel like they're getting somewhere. Their quality of life has actually gone down since the elders were ousted. With the fall of Advent, they're like, there's a general sense of malaise about how they thought that getting rid of the elders would solve all their problems, but it actually created some new ones.
Okay.
And so they don't have like specific wants at the moment because they're still grappling with the fact that they thought everything would be better now.
Okay.
Um
So there's not unrest, but there is fertile ground for unrest.
yeah. Yeah. You get kind of a sense that like people are a little lost. Not to, use a loaded term.
I get to say that, not you.
And they're kind of also figuring out, like they're trying to figure out, like they're like, man, this stuff that I had at my fingertips before is now gone. And I would say that the overwhelming thing that the people want that you talk to, besides, working air conditioners and, things like that in like public transportation is like that tech level that they used to have that's not there anymore. What they want is tech.
Okay.
So we know what y'all are doing. And then Wolf, what kind of stuff are you picking up while you're at the market?
This is maybe a juxtaposed to Jinx's shopping, but Wolf is going to walk up to someone and say, I was hoping you could help me out. I have a very important meeting. Can you help me look surreptitious? And he's talking to, and then we cut back and it's not like a clothing store, but this is like a shady part of the market. And he's picking up gear that'll help him blend into a black market kind of situation. So
Okay.
civilian clothing where you can very quickly obscure yourself, but it doesn't look like you're a cop trying to do a bust.
Reversible jackets. Let's go.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna say like, but I'm gonna have you roll a
Okay.
Let me look kind of at this. I think I'm going to have you roll a marshal for this if you have that.
I don't think I have that.
Do you not have any social skills whatsoever?
No,
What was your first clue?
that's not what I do. I'm willing to roll anything. I'm totally cool with this not working well. Wolf is literally asking for like informant gear.
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna have you roll a marshal.
Okay, cool. So this is just one dice then, because I have no pips.
Yep.
Okay.
Isn't it 2 dice and take the worst?
It's a disadvantage on the no skill.
Is
Oh,
it?
okay.
If he has no skill in it at all.
Sure.
I
Let's
think
go with
that's
that
what it
then.
is, but I think
Admittedly wasn't prepared for a how to roll when you have nothing.
A wolf social check.
No, like this should go very weird. I rolled.
I think that you can spend not trauma, stress in order to get a better benefit, or take that devil's bargain if there's one on the table.
Well, I also have scrounge as the scout, which I can spend to find shelter or 1 load worth of supplies for everyone in the squad. So I don't know if that works
I
here,
would say that you can spend a scrounge to get like basic supplies for people
Right.
for your like you got a really good deal on like the basic clothes that y'all all need. But if you are specifically looking for stuff,
Yeah.
then
Okay.
scrounge is not it. Not today.
Okay.
But
That's
you
cool.
can use one of those, and like everybody got clothes that'll work for like a variety of situations.
Yeah.
And you got and not only did you get a good deal on it, but like people are like, I'll say that you have the added benefit that people see you trying. And that makes them more amenable to your situation.
Okay.
So I will say that just roll 1 dice. I'm not going to have you roll at a disadvantage.
Okay, cool.
Roll 1 die.
It is a 4.
A 4. So that's a mixed success. The person who you're talking to is like, you want to look what? But let's see what we've got. And they pull out a bunch of stuff like that will actually kind of work for you. You've got long sleeve stuff that is still breathable. You've got like a pretty ND kind of hoodie wear and stuff like that like it doesn't look like you're a narc. But
Nice. Yeah.
But it's also nothing that's going to provide you with an advantage later either.
Right.
And it is, I am going to say, all like branded. Like it's got like the complication here is that you now look like a little bit like you care a lot more about your clothes than you do.
I burned these. No, I'll keep them. Cool. Okay, I have some stuff that can help me at least pass as not obviously XCOM.
You do. Okay. You do. You've also given people the impression that you like if you wear all of this together, people will think that you are like a person who is really into fashion.
Okay. I want to have some style
sports teams in there too.
Oh no.
Some sports teams.
Oh God. Yeah.
Like the only sports gear that exists in New Orleans in
Saints.
our AU is the Saints.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is only the Saints.
That's fine.
That is also in my personal real life universe.
I'll rock some Saints gear. I'll rock that logo. Okay, cool.
It's a Florida.
I will
worry.
go.
It's not that bad.
Oh no, I've seen it. Yeah, it's actually kind of a cool logo. Yeah, cool. I will thank them, and I will take the gear.
Great.
Do we want to have that beat when you emerge from the stall, and I have also emerged from mine, and we're both in the new
Yeah.
clothes, and I get to have the hot sexy date clothes, and you get to look like you care about fashion, and we both
Yeah.
run into each other. Looking real cute.
Yeah.
I need it.
Wolf is, he's not bandaged up and all bulky. This is like more form-fitting clothing. You can tell he's got a human figure. Like, oh right, like it's been so long since I've seen Wolf out of armor.
Some things don't
Um,
change.
Yeah.
Right.
You notice Wolf is a bit leaner, but it kind of works for him in a weird way. He's seemed more approachable, at least. And he's got some kind of combination sporty jacket and shirts and actual pants and sneakers that don't look like they've been in a war, and there's nothing's been burned.
There are
Do you
no
have, like,
laser burns here.
a gaiter up over your nose? And
Yeah, I've got one of these.
Sunglasses and
I've got one of
and a
these.
hat.
Yeah. Yep. And a cap.
Yep. And
But my pupils are piercing white.
so your pupils are, and my irises are, because the psyops. Oh dear. How dare we do this aesthetically? That's a crime. So certainly Jinx walks out, and at least until they see Wolf, they're feeling themselves. They know the clothes make them look hot, and there's just that little bit of confidence. Especially, imagine you're looking good, you're actually ontologically looking good, and you have the psychic feedback from the people around you being like, damn, they look good.
Mm-hmm.
For once, it's helpful to their mental well-being. Hi.
If looks could kill. Good thing I'm already partway dead, huh?
Shut up. Those pants make your arse look nice.
My ass makes my ass look nice. Some things those bastards won't take away.
And at this point, because Jinx was looking at you head on, they just say it without looking. They'll take the walk around. I'm right. We'll be patrolling together soon then.
Yeah, looks like it. Try not to have too much fun with Pitter.
I don't think I'm in danger of that. Don't have to wait up. Keep the light on for me. I'll be home.
Always
soon.
have. But Wolf says always have under his breath.
They clearly don't hear it, like with the ear holes,
Mm-hmm.
but they heard it with the mind holes, so they look
Yep.
up with the same reaction as if you hear something.
Yeah.
And then just,
We don't want to be late. Probably best be getting ready for our evenings.
yeah. Let's go. And I think they reach out their arm, like, you know, the like take the arms sort of vibe.
Yep.
They start to gesture toward that, and they
Yep.
bail on it.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
Yep. And just fall in side by side, much more squad-like.
And I think I'm gonna say that, like, as y'all fall in, stepping together, that you kind of exit the stall, and from one side comes Brood, and on the other side comes Valkyrie, and you get a little bit of that like squad movie
Formation.
walk as we pan back, and y'all are headed to get shit done in your respective ways, but you all still look like it is a transformation, that all of you have stepped back from your XCOM look and that in your faceness, but you still have specific things that mark you as who you are. And you're walking back and come like from around the corner, Raven comes and hovers around Valkyrie until like it just zips forward and snapshots this kind of like great look from all of you. And that's how we're going to end today's episode.
Love it.
Yay!
So thank you
Meetings
all.
and shopping. Let's go.
Yes, today, sometimes you get to kill chrysalids. Sometimes you get to find out what the hell the rest of the campaign's going to be about.
My favorite
I like
part
the
of
one with fewer chrysalids.
my favorite part of every game is the pretty princess dress me up. That's what I want.
I like it too. So thank you all for coming and playing with me, and thank everybody for watching and participating in the chat. Let's find out where we can find our awesome people. I am Pooja, and I am on Twitter at LADesi Girl. That's LADESI Girl. Pretty much all the other socials is Forgotten Saves. I also play tabletop role-playing games occasionally on Happy Jack's RPG. And I'm a regular cast member on the 12-Sided Stories actual play podcast. We are currently wrapping up our season 2 of Otherworld Seattle, a Call of Cthulhu actual play, which has taken some turns. So hope y'all will join us in that. And let's go to Joe.
Hi, y'all. I'm Joe, and I've been playing Wolf, which really isn't much of a stretch. He's a grizzled guy trying to do his best in the world, and he's tired all the time, which just comes with the territory of turning 40. So I hope you've been enjoying that. You can find me sometimes at Happy Jacks or here on Saturdays for the time being for this amazing campaign. Can we just get a quick shout out and a hand to Pooja and this amazing cast? This is such a treat to be here every week. You can find me at Joe Love Stories, where I talk about mental health. I talk about the experience of being diagnosed late in life with whatever you need to be dealing with and how do you grapple with that. I also talk about Star Wars and geeky stuff. You can find me there for that.
And Nick.
Hey everyone, I'm Nick. You can find me online on Twitter at Sungrowler. You can also find me there on Instagram, but don't, because I'm never on Instagram. I'm here at this game. I do occasionally play with Happy Jacks as well, and that might be starting up soon. And as always, I want to give a big shout out to the gentleman who produced our intro video, Bill Roper. You can find him on Twitter at Bill Roper. And he would love to collaborate with you. So if you have any interest, if you like that beginning, please look him up. He'd be happy to work with you too.
And Sam.
Unfortunately, I am Sam DeLove, role-playing performer, variety streamer, and definitely not a goose. Pay no attention to slander throughout the Streamiverse. But you can find me being extremely human. The schedule for which is on my twitch.tv about page. That's twitch.tv/Delevely, DELEVELY. In addition, all of my one-offs like interviews. I had an interview with Rule of Lore on Ramblomancy last night. You can catch that on their channel, but all that sort of stuff gets announced on my Twitter at Tchaikovsky, CHAIKOVSKY.
So you're telling people that they shouldn't take a gander at the slander.
Don't
Thank you.
you dare misgander me.
I was trying to figure out how to get that in there. Well done.
Okay, and take us out, Jason.
Sure. Hi, I'm Jason. I am going to take us through that. The intro video will become our outro video as well, because it's just so fun, and I want to watch it
It's
again.
so damn good.
So, too bad. That's what we're going to do. I am Jason, if I didn't say that already. You can follow me on Twitch and Twitter at It's Probably Okay. I am here Fridays with a 2-screen setup, playing video games with my friend Sam, who you may not have heard of, but they're on the internet a little bit, so you can look them up. And here Saturdays, this is Saturdays from 1 to 4 p.m. Pacific time. If you're watching this later, live or later are currently your only two options to watch the show. And then you could also follow me every other Sunday. I'm over on Happy Jacks playing in the Eye of Horus campaign. So a lot of fun going on there. And I think that's all I have to report at the moment. So again, thank you, everybody. It's lovely to have you here, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.